You have psychic abilities and don't even realize it. Today, we're going to be talking about past lives and a few psychic abilities, and how I discovered that I can do past life readings. Today, I'm going to do without the face intro like I have in the previous two videos, because you're going to have plenty of my face in just a moment as I talk about past lives. However, I thought I'd wanted to start with saying Happy New Year. Hope you have a wonderful New Year. I'm going to try to post this either the 31st or the 1st. And I wanted to get out of the way that last week I wanted to post this video, but I haven't been doing well. Depression is tough, but you know, we're working on it and working through stuff. I'm not doing okay, but I will be okay, and I know that. So, one step at a time. So, talking about the past lives and how I realized I could do past life readings, and how I realized I had psychic gifts. And I had joined a Discord community for psychic-y stuff that had some very lovely peeps and all of that fun stuff. And one day I decided to post in chat if anybody wanted to play D&D, and long story short, a group of us got together and started playing. One of the psychic homies in that group, we were sharing tarot cards and different stuff from like different websites, Etsy and whatnot, just pretty designs and whatnot. I saw one that caught my eye that had this 19th century, early 20th century photography as the card design of like Victorian and Edwardian images. And I thought it was really, really cool. I sent it to them and they said, "Hey, Angel, you need to buy this or else I will buy it for you." And I was like, "What do you mean?" "This is going to unlock the ability for you to do past life readings." And with a little hesitation, but not too much, I said, "Sure, if you'd like to buy me one, here's my address." And lo and behold, the cards come in sooner than expected. And I started giving them tarot readings using these cards, but trying to focus on the past life stuff and what would come. And with a little bit of practice in readings, I started giving them some readings, and for lack of a better description, in my imagination, or mind's eye, whatever phrase you want to use, I like using my imagination, because it made the most sense to me at the time. Now I realize part of it is clairvoyance. I began to see scenes of what was their past lives and things like that, right? And I thought it was really cool and interesting, because as I started to describe the scene, they were validating the things that I was saying. Even some of the things that I forgot to mention because I didn't think they were that important. But when they started to mention some of the other things that I hadn't acknowledged right away, I thought it was really, really cool. They were acknowledging the things that I had seen, which was really rad. And I slowly built upon all of that. After some time of practicing and being in that Discord community and going to one of the little Zoom events, I had made another friend who coincidentally also did past life readings. We would hang out on occasion. Also, hi friend. If every so often we'd hang out and practice reading, and it was pretty cool. And kind of the same thing again, where a thought or image or my imagination would run wild, where I would see certain scenes and things. In one instance, as you can see with the image in the background, I had a past life as a Labrador, which I thought was wild. A lot of people believe that when you pass, that if you become an animal or anything like that is like some sort of punishment, but I don't believe that. Especially with everything that my friends have taught me and I have learned and asked and things like that. You kind of can choose what you want to do to learn whatever lessons you're supposed to learn, per se, right? Reflecting upon the golden retriever past life, when I'm in a good mood and you get to know me, I very much have what they called golden retriever energy. And it never clicked until that moment. And the golden retriever past life was really interesting because I was having this conversation with my friend where I saw a golden retriever, and it was me and this little boy who was my owner, I guess. And we'd hang out, play ball, and all that fun stuff. However, one day I was out on the back 40, I guess you can say, and hanging around with a kid when I defended the kid with my life, quite literally, against what I think was either a bear or a cougar or a mountain lion or something like that. And unfortunately had passed away in the kid's arms, right? And I think there's a little bit of a lesson for me in there, and revealing something a little bit about myself, which I'll get to toward the end. But a couple of the other past lives recently, I was thinking about what other animal past lives I've had, and I had one as a Chihuahua in what appeared to be like early Mesoamerican period, where I was revered as being a little dude, a little guard dog, as you can see the cursed image of the little Chihuahua down there. You're welcome for the nightmares. But I was revered by the family and loved, and I did my very best. I was the bravest little Chihuahua, barking at everything as you would expect out of any Chihuahua. I had another one as the Border Collie, somewhere in the, I don't know if it was Scotland, Ireland, or England or whatever, as one of those sheep herding dogs, right? Which I thought was interesting, because I see myself as this Border Collie just herding sheep back and forth and listening to the commands that my owner would give me, and had a nice little cozy home, and it was pretty cool. So another one that I didn't see, as you see on the screen here, was one that my friend saw of this like Fey-like dog, and I think we were picking up on the same thing, where she saw me as being a little bit bluer, but I saw me as a little bit more lengthy or lanky and like bony and skinny with this glow. And I had a feeling that the creature that I saw was a little bit more darker. But upon reflecting on the reading, I realized that it only appeared to be darker Fey type thing, because, you know, I'm going through stuff, so that's kind of like the energy that's being put out, kind of picking up right now, you know? And I haven't really pinged too much on that one to see what lesson there is there, but anytime I look back, I see this like very lanky Fey animal with two little pups running around, and it's really, really cute. Adorable little puppies. And here's the here's the little Chihuahua again as I work on it. And let me tell you, the week or so that I was working on these, I was doing not good mentally. But as soon as I started working on this fucking Chihuahua, I was laughing my ass off on the cursed image that I have created, and I love it so much. I think that might be my one F-bomb. I might not even edit that out, because it's so bad, but it's so good. I hope you guys laugh as much as I did. If you're following me on Instagram, I was laughing my ass off when I did this. It really cheered me up seeing this ridiculous stuff. So yeah, you might be asking yourself, all right, I sat through 10 minutes of your video. How can I work on my psychic abilities and gifts and stuff? One, I think it's a start with being a little bit open-minded and kind of listening to yourself. And it's kind of hard for me to say that because I've been having trouble listening and processing stuff. But that would be my advice, right? As like my friend also once said or says, I believe everybody's gifts are similar to your natural senses: hearing, seeing, touch, feelings, taste, smells, and things like that. So you'll get information in ways that relate to those senses that are strongest to you, right? So if you have an imagination and if you can picture an apple and rotate it, or you can imagine someone cutting an apple and seeing the inside of the core and things like that, you're probably clairvoyant and don't even realize it. Or my personal favorite part is, or one of the examples I like giving is for clairaudiences. If like you're in a very busy room and there's lots of people talking, you can kind of pinpoint and pick a conversation to listen to through all the cacophony of noise. It might mean you can have clairaudience, strong clairaudience, right? And different things like that. My other favorite example, you may be clairsentient if you walk into the room and you see someone and you're like, oh man, this guy has bad vibes, or the mood feels heavy, like it's very serious, right? You can probably feel feelings right away. And the reason why I stated earlier, being open-minded, is because we as humans with our monkey brains will rationalize everything, right? To find reason behind stuff. You might go, oh, well, obviously you walk into a room and it feels heavy and it's serious because you're reading their body language, right? That is definitely a case. I don't want to dismiss that because we do learn to read body language and see those kinds of things. However, being more open-minded, you can feel and sense these other things that you may not have seen. So here toward the end of the video, I started to mess around with some of the Photoshop AI stuff because I felt the image being a little empty in some of the parts. So I added a pond, which if I ever own a house, if I ever own a house, I'd like to have a little lake around the house. I also threw in a cougar because I thought it was pertinent to the story a little bit. And you'll see here in just a moment, I use some of the AI feature to throw in some sheep as well. So let's say you want to practice some past life readings, right? My recommendation is find yourself a friend who's open-minded and just try to imagine one of their past lives, a time period, right? Maybe it's a thing that kind of triggers your imagination or memory of different stuff that slowly cascades into the reading, right? It might be, you might get information visually and start to see different things, or you might start getting the smell of baked goods and apple pie, right? Maybe that has an associated meaning to you. For one person, apple pie can mean traditional family values. For another person, it could mean just baked goods and bakery and sweet things, right? So you can start getting information like that. I do think you can practice outside of the senses that you're not comfortable with, but be open-minded to any little bit of information that you might receive from anywhere. The way you feel, what smells you might be smelling, the things you might be hearing, the things you might be seeing, all might be relevant information for you to do this psychic reading in a practice. And if the person you're reading is so inclined, they might, what you are saying might also trigger memories, like I was saying, of their past life and begin to fill a whole picture of what you might be seeing. So with that, practice different things. Find yourself a little Discord community. Hopefully find a nice healthy community that balances out the psychic-y stuff, and they're incredibly welcoming people. If you're interested in one, I can probably make a recommendation to you. Be sure to comment and in the video description, and I'll be more than happy to do that. But with that being said, backtracking to, why I think I experienced and saw these past lives, I kind of realized that deep down in my core, I have some values that you'd probably associate with dogs, right? Being loyal, high energy, fun. When trained, they are good and follow orders and all that fun stuff. But here's the final picture. Like, check it out. I had the past life as a golden retriever being mauled by a lion because I wanted to protect someone that I cared about. The past life as a little chihuahua defending the families that took care of me. The past life as a border collie, as I'm good at taking orders and following directions. Although right now I'm still working on that. I'm not a good listener, but I'm trying. Trying to work on that. And the Fae past life. But here's the Chihuahua. Look at that stupid shit. It's ridiculous. It's so dumb. Oh man, I hate it, but I love it so much. It's cursed. It's really cursed. But anywho, if you guys stuck around this long, I don't know, comment Chihuahua past life for the win in the section or something. It's, yeah. If anybody does get this far, I'm surprised. But thank you guys for listening. I think in the next video, I'm going to talk about Fae-related things. And have I been recording? Oh my god, my heart skipped a beat because I thought I wasn't recording. But I'll talk about Fae-related things. Maybe how I can kind of talk to trees and sense their feelings, which is wild in general. I wish I had more stuff to validate that. Whereas dogs, I can feel their feelings. The trees speak to me, I guess, in a weird way. Some of them are cool. Some of them are straight up assholes, which is weird. I'd never expect that from a tree, but it's interesting. Yeah. So I need to learn on how to validate that stuff, but it do be wild. Fae things are pretty cool. Some aren't as scary as you think. Others are scarier than you imagine, but they're there to kind of protect nature and the forest, so it makes sense. But yeah, enjoy the Chihuahua. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. And don't forget to drink water, because I know you're dehydrated. You haven't drank any water today. Bye!